Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Make sure to smash that like button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Man, I had to make this video. Keith One Time Thurman just woke me up, man. The boy One Time coming out of hiding. The boy One Time who failed to deliver for his master Al Heyman. Wants to make demands, wants to talk numbers. Now that we in a different world compared to when you last fought, Keith. Yeah, I know you under a rock hiding, but you know shit ain't the same anymore, brother. Since you last fought, you know the bags ain't out there anymore. You know, barely any few states in the country right now could allow spaced out arenas for fights. Bob Arum is delaying his shows until February of this year, so he's not taking any more L's for every fight that he puts on, because when there's no crowd, there's no ticket sales, he's taking a hit. So, you know, a lot of the promoters are doing this because they have obligations to fighters. They have to find a way to make these fights. So Keith Thurman is still living in 2019, demanding retirement packages to fight an undefeated champion who is not as big a draw or as big his name as Manny Pacquiao. Yo, Keith, take Manny Pacquiao's name out from your name, and you ain't shit without that pay-per-view, bruh. I mean, Pacquiao sold 300-400 without your name. He sold 500 with your name. So what did you really sell? An extra 100,000 buys? Is that what you sold? All right. You saying Bob Arum cheap, doesn't want to pay up, but what you asking for is a retirement package, man. You want more money than what Crawford's gonna get to fight you. So why should Bob agree to that? I mean, Bob has no issue with putting Crawford in the ring with you. I mean, he's 100% confident Crawford whoops you. But he ain't gonna take an L to make this fight, just like he took an L to make the Crawford-Brook fight. Just like he's been taking L's for every Crawford fight he's scheduled. Ever since he re-signed him to that new deal where Crawford is guaranteed $4 million whoever he fights. That's the issue here. Bob has to pay Crawford $4 million whoever he fights. And you know what? If he was to fight you, that's all he's going to make in that fight. He's not going to make any more fighting you unless the fight's on pay-per-view and does more than what is expected to do. This is why you're a prize fighter and Bob is in the background making the fights. He knows what the fight's going to generate. I have a pretty good idea what the fight generates. And your demand is a little too risky to put this fight on. I know what you want. It's not 10 million, but you want 5 million to fight Terrence Crawford, bruh. Like, are you kidding me? You want a retirement package. You're coming off a loss where you got your ass whooped by Manny Pacquiao, an ancient Manny Pacquiao. You don't have your belt no more. Manny took your strap and your undefeated record. And you're coming off a year and some change layoff. With the O gone and your strapless. So that takes a lot of value out of your stock, bruh. You coming off it was a good fight. It was a pay-per-view fight, did some business, but that was pre-pandemic, brother. Now we're in a new phase in boxing, to where promoters had to adjust to put these fights together, and that money just ain't around right now, man. This is why some fights ain't gonna fucking happen next. Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis ain't gonna happen in a pandemic environment. Just ain't gonna happen, man. I mean, I'm surprised Joshua Fury is gonna happen in June, but that's only because they're gonna put that fight in the middle of nowhere in Saudi Arabia or the Middle East. But for the other fights, they just don't have a chance of happening because they have to happen in America for it to generate business, like a Tank Garcia fight. And that's the situation with you. Your fights have to your fights have to take place here because people only watch you fight here. The fight with Crawford or Spence only does business in America. It's not like they could put that fight anywhere else. But man, like for a guy who fights once every other year, coming off a loss, strapless, you making a hell of a lot of demands, my guy. Hell of a lot of demands. I like the talking though. I like the little Instagram live. Got people talking, got people excited about you. But bro, just get in the ring, bruh. Just get in the ring and fucking fight and shut the fuck up. Just fight, man. Why don't you have a date yet? Because you want all this money to fight a get back fight? I mean, you still in your get back phase. I see. You still in your get back phase. The thing is though, like you shitting on Bob, but why couldn't Al help you out, man? How come your master hasn't helped you out? Why didn't your master, make Floyd fight you before he retired? How come your master hasn't been able to convince Spence to fight you coming off of a loss? And why is it that he's allowing you to talk to Bob Arum to possibly do a Terrence Crawford fight? Seems like to me, I don't give a shit about you no more, Keith. You let Al Heyman down, bruh. You failed him. He set you up. He gave you Manny Pacquiao on a silver platter, put that shit on Fox pay-per-view, and all you had to do was beat a 40-year-old former flyweight in a fight that you opened as the favorite as. But nah, bruh. You let that whole PBC banner down. Got your ass whooped, dropped, almost stopped by a former flyweight. And allowed that man to take your strap. And your undefeated record in the process. And you failed Al Heyman. You was the chosen one, bro. He gave you the fight because he felt you could be the next superstar of that stable. But you didn't deliver. You couldn't get it done. Why? Many reasons why. I mean, you made Al Heyman look like a chump, bro, when you lost to Manny Pacquiao. You made him look like he don't know shit about boxing. You made him look like that doesn't have the ability to develop a fighter. That he doesn't have the ability to guide a fighter, to groom him, and to get him ready for a showdown like this and deliver. You lost to a Manny Pacquiao 5 years removed from his fight with Floyd. You just couldn't get it done. And now you're in a position where you ain't got no belt, your undefeated record is gone, and you still demanding retirement package in a pandemic environment where there's no crowds in the majority of the fights. I mean, Texas is the only state that allows spaced out arenas. And you want retirement packages. You want to earn more than the actual champion. When you don't have the value or the stock that you had prior to the Pacquiao fight. It's just not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen. Deep down, you don't really believe. It doesn't seem like you really believe you can win this fight, especially coming off the layoff, to fight a champion with all the momentum on his side, to fight an undefeated champion in Crawford, with you coming off of a layoff, a loss, inactivity, and no momentum. It's a tall order to ask for. But it'll be an interesting fight, but it ain't gonna happen since you wanna demand a retirement package for this type of fight. I guess you want a retirement package to fight Spence as well too. So, You want to shit on Bob, but you know Bob doesn't have hedge fund money to give you. He doesn't have the zone bags to give you either as well. What he can give you is a reasonable purse to fight an undefeated champion. He's willing to give you that. I know it's below what you're used to making. I mean, it's not much of a difference from what you made against Pac. I mean, I know you made more than what the guarantee purse showed in that fight. But it's a different world now, bruh. Crawford ain't the draw Pacquiao is. He doesn't have the pay-per-view numbers to back that up. But you want more money than what he's going to make to fight you. So, just shows you that Thurman, you know, doing more talking than fighting as usual. And he's going to have to fight for his positioning now. He's going to have to fight a top contender, an eliminator fight, because, you know, Spence doesn't want to fight him. I can't blame Spence, man. I mean, Thurman didn't even want to be near him when that fight was being talked about. When Errol earned his stripes and won a title, Thurman was nowhere to be found. Was making all excuses in the world not to take that fight. He's not ready. He's injured. He's this. He's that. You know, you wasn't in no rush to fight him. So I can't blame Spence for saying fuck Keith Thurman. That fight ain't happening. I can't blame him. But you're gonna let an old Manny Pacquiao beat you, and he's probably gonna take. It's very possible if the McGregor fight doesn't happen, he's gonna take that Spence scalp for you as well. I know what you saw in that Spence performance, Keith. We all saw it, bro. You saw some weakness, and you concerned. You concerned because you know Manny saw the same thing. And Manny's licking his chops and considering taking that fight because he saw weakness in Errol Spence against Danny Garcia. And maybe you're right. Maybe it's a little misleading to think that's the version Manny's going to get if and when he does fight Spence. But you know, and I know, that if that's the best version that we're going to get of Spence, a 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao is going to be ended up taking his straps. And you're going to be left in the cold, bro. Strapless, with your undefeated record gone. And you let that old man take away all your glory. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.